Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Craving Shaving. Of course, as you can see in the title, I am going to be testing out a couple of razors against each other. But I have some other great things that I'm excited to use. I was blown away earlier this week when my wife said, hey, you got a package. I'll bring it to you. She was coming into my work. I'm back at school, but I've got no students yet. Their first day is on Tuesday. So she was going to stop by on her way to town, and she said, I have a package. And so she brought it by, and it was from someone who'd bought a brush for me. Now, I didn't get permission to share who it was, and since I don't know whether they want me saying who it was, I will not in this video. But they brought me a couple soaps and aftershaves. Now, there's this one, Sterling Haverford, and the matching aftershave. These are the 3-ounce and 2-ounce sizes on that. And there was another one. They also gave me Bonaparte. They said it just didn't work with their skin, like it irritated their skin, and so they passed it on to me. They piffed it to me. The Bonaparte one, I didn't like the scent of, and my wife didn't like the scent of. She was there when I opened it because she brought it to me. And luckily, one of my friends at work is getting into the whole wet shaving thing, and I was able to piff it to him. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And as you can see, the Haverford is a very, very, very dark soap. Probably the darkest soap that I've ever used. And so I am going to be using my Craving Shaving boar brush to see if we have to worry at all about this soap actually dyeing the bristles. I think it would look kind of cool if it did, but I know a lot of people don't want that, and so we're going to give it a shot. Okay. The razors that I'm going to use are the RazoRock Mamba 70. Yep, 70. And the Gamechanger, RazoRock Gamechanger doesn't say, but I think it's the 0.84, I don't know. I can't tell. But it is the Gamechanger and the Mamba. We're going to be pitting them against each other, both with a Gillette 7 o'clock Super Platinum blade in there. Both of these, I will say, are very, very well made razors. Very, very good quality, and they'll probably last a very, very long time. In fact, let me pause this. Let me get them all razor bladed up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those blades are all in there, and we can go ahead and get started. So let me get most of the water out of that. We're going to go ahead and start lathering it up. And I have lathered this up. I haven't used it yet, but I have done a test lather with this soap, and it does have a fairly dark lather to it, which is kind of fun. You get kind of bored of just white lather all the time. I mean, you can see, I don't know if that's going to show up as white or not in the video. It's quite brown. Ooh, that was too much water. Now, one thing I will say, so this is supposed to be on Tom Ford's Tobacco at Vanilla or something like that. Tobacco Vanilla. I've never smelled that, so I can't say to what extent it smells like that. How I would describe it, I mean, once it dries down a little bit, it's very much just a really nice vanilla. But I would say straight out of the tub, or even just straight lathered, it's kind of like a sour vanilla, which sounds strange. I don't know. That's the only way I can think to describe it. It's maybe like a spicy vanilla. I don't know. It's hard to describe for me. I'm not the best at describing scents. Yeah, maybe some spice. Maybe spicy is better than sour way to describe that. So, but it lathers up great, like any sterling soap. All right, I'm actually going to add a little more water. Thought I wouldn't need it, but. Why not? Okay. With dark soaps like this, I would say, if you're wearing a shirt you care about a lot, maybe be careful. Just because if it's not white, it might stain a bit. I don't know with this one if it would or not, but... yeah, spicy vanilla, that's what I would say. I take back the sour thing. It smells kind of sour off the puck, I think. When you... and I don't mean sour in like a bad way, like a sour rag, but like, I don't know. Not exactly sure, I guess. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to use the Mamba on this side and the Gamechanger on this side for the whole shave. And we will see how they perform. And I will say the whole reason that I'm doing this comparison is because when I used the Gamechanger, the thought occurred to me that, hey, that's quite a bit like the Mamba. So, thought I'd put that to the test. Okay, let's use the Gamechanger. Different feels. I will say that. So they're not the same for sure. I mean, even just looking at them, you can tell they're not the same. I mean, you can get different handles for them. This handle is much shorter and much heavier. So I don't know what to think so far, really. Let's see how the next couple passes go. Let's lather up a bit more. This is a very nice scent once it's lathered up. I like out of the right off the puck, it's really strong, and I think that's why the scent is different. But man, when I lather it up here, it's smelling really nice, like a spicy vanilla. Now, I will say, where this has a bigger blade gap, I would not say it feels more aggressive than the Mamba. If you're new to wet shaving, yeah, I would say this one, maybe it does feel a little smoother. But, blade gap does not always mean, you know, a smaller blade gap does not always mean that that's how aggressive it's going to be. Case in point, the Fine Marvel razor has a very large blade gap, but it is, in fact, not all that mild. Or not all that aggressive, rather. So this brush has dissipated that. I mean, there was a ton of soap in there. Let me I mean, sterling lathers up just fine, so I'm blaming the brush on this. I do not carry this knot anymore, kind of for this reason. So we're going to cheat. We grab some Proraso. We're just going to put a little Proraso in there. See how that does. Proraso's got a bit of a spicy scent to it, right? Spicy sandalwood scent. This is Proraso Red Cream. Doesn't smell like the Haverford, but this way I don't have to put more of the soap in the bowl. It's much easier to lather a cream. They actually go really well together. That smells really good. I might have to do that another time. I am not having any sort of reaction to this soap, which is good. So luckily I do not have that. I have had a reaction to sterling soap. I have a teeny bit of a reaction to Sterling Barbershop, which is really a bummer because I love the scent of Sterling Barbershop. And it doesn't break me out very much, but there's a slight burning sensation for a bit. The other thing that this shave determines, I am borrowing this Gamechanger from my friend Jeremy Tyler. He was kind enough to do a little swap for me, with me rather. And this is to see if I like this one better, the Mamba, which I already have, then I'll probably just stick with it. Maybe get a different handle, because I don't love this handle. Just personal preference, you know. But if I like the Gamechanger more, then maybe I'll go with that. And I will give, of course, after this pass, my honest opinion, after a little bit of checking to see how it goes and everything. Oh, they're just different. It sure is a great razor too. Nothing against owning both of them, I guess. Right? I will say that I definitely like the fine marble razor better than both of them, except for one aspect, and that is build quality. This is stainless steel. This is titanium, the handle, I think, and I don't know what I think the top is stainless steel. So much better quality than the, not that the fine marble razor is bad quality, but it's just the material it's made out of, you know. Isn't made to last, you know, multiple lifetimes like this stuff is. So, yeah. Okay, let me get cleaned up real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so, first of all, there's no noticeable color difference in this knot, so that's a good thing. So I can't speak for, I mean, if you were to leave it for a long time, but if you rinse it off right away, there doesn't seem to be any noticeable color change. Also, my shave bowl isn't discolored at all, and it was white. So, That's nice. Now, I am going to put some of this splash on. If I can undo it. I have opened it before. There we go. So I put it on before. Okay. I'm going to put just a little of this on because it is quite strong scented. Okay. Oh yeah. And I'm also, just over the top of that, I'm going to put on some Summer Break Soaps Icy Stare, which is an unscented cooling aftershave. And since it's unscented, it goes with everything. It's got that WS-23 coolant in it that really lasts a long time. I'm starting to feel it already. Feels great. I love it. All right. Okay. So, performance-wise, a little bit of irritation from both of them on my neck, which, if you watch my channel, is fairly standard unless I'm using the mildest of razors. I would say performance is almost identical. Maybe a little closer on the Gamechanger side, actually. Could have just been I did a better job on one side. I wouldn't put either above the other. I think I enjoyed the Mamba better this time around than the Gamechanger. So I'm not going to be in probably a rush to buy the Gamechanger, just because I already have the Mamba. If I didn't have the Mamba, yeah, I would probably go out there and grab it. The other thing is, the Mamba is more expensive. So if I were to make this choice again, and I didn't have either of them, I would probably go with the Gamechanger because it is the cheaper option. And they are very close. So those are some just things for me to consider. Don't, buy them just based on my recommendation, but take those things, my advice just as that. It's one piece of advice to consider. But I would say they are in the same ballpark as far as feel and aggression. Maybe the Gamechanger is a teeny bit more aggressive than the Mamba. But this one's heavier with this handle than this is. This one's shorter handle. Lots of things to consider. Haverford is one that's nice. Now I had smelled Haverford. Yeah, just out of the puck. I don't know what it is. I don't like it out of the puck. And I had smelled it in a store once and thought, it's kind of good. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. So I'm really glad that someone sent it to me because I do enjoy it, and I probably wouldn't have bought it otherwise. Which makes me think, what other soaps have I smelled and not liked, but would have liked if I'd lathered them up? Which that can be the question for the comments. What's a soap that you don't like on the puck, but do like when it's lathered up? Oh man, guys, do yourself a favor. If you like cold, pick up some Icy Stare or Cannonball from Summer Break Soaps. It is my favorite cooling aftershave brand. I love that stuff. It's feeling so good right now. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully that was informative to you. You can't go wrong with either of these. That's really the bottom line. They're both great. Great products. And on the mid range, so not crazy expensive, but not really cheap. They're a good quality razor. Both are maybe on the aggressive side of mid aggression. Neither of them are going to be crazy aggressive, but they're not going to be super mild either, which is really nice. Which is what most people are looking for. I wouldn't mind if either of them were just a touch milder, but that's because I have tissue paper skin, especially on my neck. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Craving Shaving, and hope you have a wonderful day.